Hi, it's Gary Abraham with Aspect Real Estate Partners. Today I wanted to talk to you about two very important dates to keep in mind when you're talking to your landlord about any rent adjustments that you'll be making to your lease. When you sign the lease, whether it was a year ago, 2 years ago, or whenever, you signed it based upon business projections that may not be happening right now in terms of your revenues due to the pandemic. I'm thinking of restaurants and a lot of public types of services, gyms and whatnot. We have a lot of clients in those in that sector, and a lot of services, office services as well, as even CPAs and others that we're seeing that are being significantly impacted by this. And of course, the ability to pay rent decreases. And so we want to talk about really not the arrangement that you make, whether it's a rent abatement, rent deferral, percentage rent, however you work that out is really a function of you talking to your landlord and showing financials and going over those details. The question that we're running into a lot with people is like, okay, how long do we do this? And are there stages of getting back to normal? And when do we stop? So it's really not a date certain. We can't really pick, July 1st, or is it August 31st? Maybe it's November. We don't know, but we do know that the government will be lifting the lockdown at some point in time. It'll probably be sooner, and maybe some of your business will come back, and you'll get back to a certain level. And maybe you talk to your landlord, hey, when the lockdown's lifted, we can afford to pay this much rent, this much percentage of our gross, or however you work it out. And the second date, of course, is when social distancing rules are lifted. And that's really the critical date, especially for restaurants and gyms and things like that, when we all feel like we can get very close together again. And that's the way restaurants are in business. Their projections are based upon filling a restaurant and being able to serve as many people as they can. So that social distancing date is a really important date to talk to your landlord about and say, when that is lifted, maybe it's not even that date, maybe it's a month or even 2 months after that date, when the vast majority of the population really feels comfortable about coming back. We don't know when that is right now. So it's important to talk to your landlord and get them to understand that I'm not at that level of rent. And if I'm required to pay full rent when at some date certain and my business isn't there, that my business is going to suffer. And we may be talking again in the future and having this discussion later down the road. So we really think it's important to talk about those two dates now with your landlord and get that squared away, if at all possible. And that's what we have for you today. And we shall be back again, or I shall be back again next week, talking to my guys about some other ideas we have to talk about during this period of time, help you guys out as much as we can. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.